Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome. What is going on? We are live. Yes, we are. I got all my chatters in the house. There, I'm seeing my phone. It's clicking on. I got my phone on. I muted my phone so you can't hear the background or whatever. I'm going to tap the screen. It should go. I should be able to see us both on here. Okay, here we go. And let me see. And we'll see what we look like on here. I'm looking here. We're going to play with it. Let's see. Come on. Is it frozen? It shouldn't be frozen. Wonder why I did that. Maybe I hit something. Let's see here. Let me do it. Let me check it here. Sorry about that. Okay, we're back. Now you can see. Can you see us? I don't know if you're lighting. Can you see? Can you see yourself? Okay.
Me?
Looking at the phone. My phone. It looks like
Somebody said
the window needs to be bigger or something, right?
They said
Can
it's
you guys
not
see
frozen.
me? Can you see us? Because my windows look smaller. That happened to me one time. That was like last year or something. But you can.
I don't know. Scuba said not frozen.
Okay. No, I can see me. Yeah, I can see me, but it's like the window, and put on the window, whatever. It's maybe it's because I have the guests. I have the other window.
And then Flyer Bill said everything is fine.
Everything's fine. Okay. All right. We're good then. Welcome everybody. I'm just looking on my phone. It just looks like the screen is maybe they, you know what? Because I have StreamYard, and they're always changing stuff. So hello everybody. Welcome to Lindy's Treehouse. I'm Paramount USA, and I'm here every Thursday night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification button, hit that like button, peeps. I'm so happy to have everybody up in the treehouse tonight. We're going to have a really good show. We really are. So everybody get comfortable. Hey, how many, I know it's March, right? We're already the first show of March. And how many are there any March birthdays in the chat tonight? Come on in, everybody. Welcome. We got Bill H, Scooby-Doo, Cowboy, and Will Fly in the house. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to have a really good show. I have a lovely guest here tonight. As you can see, it's Rachel Williamson Blocker, and she was a guest on my show in October of 2024. And I messaged her the other day and asked her to come back and to see what she's been up to. So this is going to be super fun. I'm really excited, Rachel, to have you here. I always do my little openings and all that, and then we're gonna get right to the guests. So everybody, welcome, welcome, Rachel. Welcome.
Thank you.
Everybody say welcome, Rachel, in the chat. Thank you, everybody. Hi, Munchkin. I love you, girl. I see you in the chat. I am like super stoked. Well, we've been super stoked like all week, right, Rachel?
We have been, yes.
To have you in the studio with me tonight. And everybody wants to know what you've been up to and all that. And I'm going to just do my real quick welcome to everybody. And let's see. This is my 88th show, and I can't believe it. And I couldn't do it without y'all. Let me tell you, my viewers, my lurkers, my watchers, I appreciate my subscribers. Thank you so much. I get excited every time I see a new subscriber. And I'm just really happy that everybody's here, that you're all here tonight with me and everything. Let's see, I got my notes. See, I have my little flashcards here. Anybody remember flashcards in grade school?
Me.
Yeah. You come home with that the pack of cards, and I had to study for a test. Will Fly says, not at 5 for gauge, hurt my back loading up my generator. Oh no, Will Fly. Oh shoot. Dang. Oh, that's painful too. They don't take much. They don't take much. I can do that just lifting the laundry basket, you know. You can tweak something out. I'm sorry, Will Fly. Hope you feel better. Goodness gracious. So we all know Sunday is spring ahead, fall back, right? How many of you how many of y'all have to change your clocks? Me. I didn't have to do it in Arizona. Rachel, are you in Texas?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have to change your clocks?
Yeah.
Do you have to, I mean, because Arizona doesn't have to change their clocks. That's why I was wondering.
Why
We have to change, you know, if you had to, because we have to change it spring ahead.
We've always had to do that unless there's something I don't know.
Oh, well, your phone, you'll know when you see it on your phone. It'll change automatically.
Well, yeah, isn't that nice? Because your phones automatically do it.
What's that?
Your phones automatically do it, so that's nice.
Yeah. But it doesn't do it on your stove and microwave, though.
No, unfortunately, no.
I know. They need to get on the ball here, right? I don't have to mess with, you know, start changing everything. So, yeah, don't forget Sunday, spring ahead, fall back, peeps. Too exciting. There's the notes. All right. Welcome, chatters. I got my little flashcards. Welcome, everyone. Climb up, friends. You've made it to Lindy's Treehouse secret hideout activated. Whether you're swinging by for the first time or you're one of my Treehouse regulars, pull up a branch and get comfy. And we've got laughs, chats, and good times ahead. Woohoo! There we go. So we're going to go, let's see here. All right, one more thing here. I always put my little quote things I read everybody. Firebrill says, oh no, I'll remember that when loading up my generator. Hope it's not too bad. Generators are heavy. They're heavy. So this is kind of interesting. Before GPS, remember before GPS, you had to ask for direction, like with the maps and all that.
Yeah.
We went to, you know, so I remember with my significant others before the GPS, and I always like, well, why don't you go to the gas station, ask somebody for directions? I don't need to stop at the gas station. I know where we're going. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. You know, we keep going around in circles. No, I know what I'm doing. No, you know, I don't need to ask for directions. I know where we're at. But anyway, so this is kind of cute. It says, we all need help sometimes. Asking for help honors them. It may require a dose of humility. Men, hello, right? They hate asking for directions. And, but it's worth it. It saves time. It revitalizes I can't read my writing. Revitalizes your quest. And it adds new dimensions. So I like this right here. I'm going to put on Facebook. Rather light a candle than complain about darkness. That's good, huh? That gave me like chilly willies. So it's not about me. It's about the lovely, awesome Rachel, who's going to join me on the couch tonight. It says, hey, look who just climbed up into the treehouse. Rachel Williamson Blocker. Come on in, grab a spot on the couch. So you got to, you know, because we use our imagination. Grab a spot on the couch, and we've been saving you a prime seat, right? Me and Molly been saving you right here. So glad you made it. So,
thank you for having me.
That's my opening. Okay. So, yes, Rachel. So tell us a little bit, you know, we're going to go a little bit with whatever you want to start with, fitness, because you're the fitness guru. Tell me that, and then we'll get into the favorite PPG flying, what
Okay.
you're up with that. I'm really excited. So take it away, Rachel.
Well, I should share my good news, my good news about fitness.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, I was in a little bit of a transition with my gym, and I had it in storage for a little while. I have been looking for a place to set my gym back up so I can get back to work on my own, as far as like having my own equipment and doing my own thing in my own place. And I've been looking for about 10 months. And today I found the perfect place. I put a deposit down on it, and I can start moving all of my stuff in there as of right now.
Congratulations.
So that
Everybody put a congratulations or a little clapping in the comments. That's awesome. Good for you, girl.
I am so excited. Yeah, thank you.
Is it close by?
Yeah, it is. It's only like 10 minutes from me. So it's I have a lot of very good equipment, and right now it's in storage.
Okay.
And I have been looking for so long because I wanted to get everything set up, and I can train at a gym, which I was training at a gym about 2 months ago. But it's just not the same. And people don't get you cannot give, I've trained in gyms, I've trained on my own in my own space with my own equipment.
Yeah.
And you just cannot give the same attention to someone in a gym that you can give when you have your own place. And it's that one-on-one time.
Sure.
So, to be able to get back into this and find a place that works for me and set my stuff back up
Yeah.
I am thrilled. I can't wait. I'm
That
excited.
is exciting. That is so exciting. And
I'm very ready. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work to get it set back up, but it's going to be very worth it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because and what are you going to name your gym then? What are you going to name it?
Well, I have, right now my personal training business is the name of it is Phoenix Rising Personal Training.
Okay.
So I may just keep that name. I probably will just keep that name because it's going to be personal training only. I'm not going to have it open to the public for, like members to come in or anything. It's going to be private training. So I probably will. I probably will just keep that name.
I like that. And you're where in Texas?
Corpus Christi.
Okay.
So
because I didn't know if the chatters. If you got any questions in the chat, everybody, she can see the chat too. Please put in the chat.
So Corpus Christi. So basically, Corpus is, I fly a lot from the beach. So Corpus, you have Corpus Christi, then you have Flower Bluff, and then you go over the bridge, and that's like North Padre Island. So it's all very close together. So North Padre Island, it's just right over the bridge from like the main part of the city.
Oh, nice.
So it's and that's the LZ that I fly from most is literally 5-7 minutes from me right here.
It looks like Fire Bill said, who did she train with? So now they're talking about PPG.
Okay. So I trained with Del Shanzi.
Watch the chat. You'll hear crickets, right?
I know. Everyone can take a big deep breath.
Okay. Hey, you
So,
got to do what you had to do what you had to do. I
well, okay.
mean,
So when I
that's
got into
funny.
this, I started I started in 2018 and I started going tandem. I went tandem for about a year. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know who was who. I didn't even know the sport existed. Okay? So when I when I started going tandem, that was just a very random thing. Like, you know, his group was staying across from me,
Okay.
and I ended up getting to know them and ended up going out and going, and I
Yeah.
just loved it. Well,
Was it
so
trike or foot launch?
foot launch, I've never done a trike.
Oh, you haven't done the trike?
No, all my tandems were foot launch.
Okay. I would be like no good at that. My
Yeah.
little legs running across the field. You got this. Huh? Okay, jump. Get in the seat. Get in the seat. I can just imagine that'd be hilarious. I Yeah, I feel so much comfortable in the trike, even though Robert, paragliding talk, he goes, Mom, come on to California, I'll take you up. I'm like, I don't know. Well, he does have no, he doesn't have a trike. Um, but he does paramotor now too. But
Uh-huh.
there's yeah, and I got my tandem license, something about that seat in the paragliding. I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to fly like at Torrey Pines, fly over the coast, over the water,
Uh-huh.
the coast and all that. But anyway,
So some
you got to get you a
flyer bill.
trike. You got to try the trike too. Then you can have both. See.
Oh man, I I I love, if I ever need to fly a trike, I will, but I am so in love with foot launch. I just love it. And
Okay. Good.
okay, so Flyer Bill asked about Trevor. Okay, so yes, I did train with Trevor too. So when I got into this, I was going tandem, and it was Del Shanzi school that was coming here to Corpus Christi. I didn't know who
Mhm.
he was. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that I love the sport. So that's when I met Trevor, and I mean, so I've been training. I trained with them for 2018.
Yeah, Trevor's good people.
Yeah, and then I went, so 2019 is when I took the class for myself. So June
Okay.
of 2019 is when I actually started training for myself. And so during that time, I mean, Trevor was still involved with that school, and he hadn't branched off on his own yet.
Yeah.
Um so that's where I had to take three classes before I was ready to fly. And really physically I was ready, but mentally I wasn't. I was, you know, I was pretty terrified, but I was going to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't ready until the end of my third class. So I did not take my first solo flight until April of 2021. So my
Okay.
first solo flight by myself was April 12th of 2021. And Dell and Trevor, and they were still training me. They were the ones that, put me up in the air and were
Yeah.
on comms with me and everything. So shortly after that is when Trevor split off and started doing his own thing. And a couple of years ago, he came back here, and I did an advanced training class with him. Dell wasn't a part of it or anything like that. Like
Okay.
once that dissolved, then he hasn't, he hasn't been back here in a school setting. So Trevor came back. He had already started backcountry PPG, and he came back here, and I took the advanced training with him. That helped me a lot. So it's really been a lot of stages.
Oh yeah. Bill says,
Yeah.
do you see that November 3rd, 2019 first solo flight for him?
Oh, that's cool. 2019. Yeah. We like
Wow.
Trevor.
Wow. Look at that, huh? That,
Yeah.
God, that must have been like the coolest, like the first time that you went up in the air by yourself, saying goes. Were you like, were you like nervous? I would have been like so nervous.
So I was I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie. I was terrified. I had been working and training so long to get to that point that I was going to do it no matter what. I'm just like, I don't care how scared I am, I'm going to do it. Um, and when I finally got off the ground and I dumped throttle, which looking back at the video scares
Uh-huh.
the crap out of me now, but I did. And a lot of people do that. Like as soon as they realize they're off the ground, they don't realize it, but they stop pushing the throttle. So you immediately go down.
Who
Well,
can relate to that in the chat? I've heard of that happening.
I did it too. And
Oh,
I am not kidding you. I
did
was
you
maybe
turtle it?
no, I was about a foot from hitting the ground.
Oh,
And Dell was in my ear yelling at me to push throttle. And so I snapped out of it I snapped out of it and hammered the throttle and started climbing, but I came about a foot from hitting the ground. Yeah. It was scary.
yeah,
I mean,
that would have hurt. Yeah, hit, that close to the ground. That, yeah,
yeah.
you would have done some damage for sure.
Well, so once I did get up in the air and I was pushing throttle and I wasn't, I was actually listening to him on comms because you can kind of blank out where as soon as you take off, you kind of just blank out. It's like
Yeah.
when your feet come off the ground and you realize you're in the air, you're like, I'm in the air, I mean, and so you have to snap out of that real quick and start listening to the instruction. But so once I did, I got up, I had pretty good altitude. And at that point, I was listening calmly to what he was telling me and doing everything he said. And I was literally realizing I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm doing it by
Yep.
myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That makes me
I,
smile. Oh my gosh.
well, I
So,
can tell you when I landed a different person than when I took off.
amen. Amen.
And
Yes.
I,
Yes.
you can, there's a little video at the very, like when I landed, they were videoing me. And so everything I said and my reaction and my emotions is on
Yes.
video.
Oh, but it's
And
such good memories. That's such good memories. I still have the video, when I
yeah,
went up the first time, and everybody's seen it 100 times, but
yeah.
I totally get it. I totally, yeah, it changes your life, doesn't it?
Oh, it changed my life completely. I mean, you know, uh, when I you can there's a look. So there's a look in someone's face that you can tell. I can't describe it, but
Yeah.
you can see it on my face when I land and they're talking to me,
Yeah.
and you can tell that something, it affected me deeply,
Yep.
and I absolutely loved it, and I could
Yep.
not wait to get back up there.
Yep. You're speaking my
Um,
language, girl. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. That
it's
that's so cool. And you can look back at the video and I'm so proud of you though. Gosh, yeah, please keep talking. Bill said most newbies hold the throttle too long and get too high. So
Mo- Newbies do all kind of stuff. You have to be prepared for whatever they do.
yes.
Like, I mean, I dumped the throttle, and then there's been people that, like you said, hold the throttle too long, and they, y- you're squirrely. You don't know what you're
Yeah,
doing. That's why you.
yeah,
That's
that'd
why
be.
you're.
Will
That's
Fly
why.
said Rachel is a true inspiration, and you are. That
Thank
would
you.
worry me. Learn how to fly, just I can't, little bitty me or whatever. But the throttle thing, you
Yeah,
can really mess yourself up if you get
yeah.
too. So the throttle, it can either like take you down really fast, or you can go too high up, right? Like,
Well, and basically what you want to do is you want to get some altitude pretty quick, because then that gives you a little bit of wiggle room as far as like, if if you are nervous, or um you're first learning and you're kind of squirrely on your skills and stuff like that.
yeah,
If you have altitude is your friend. Okay, I'm not talking about like skyrocket high, but like, you don't want to be just a little bit off the ground. You want to be up a little ways, because then you have a little bit of, you have that safety to,
okay,
you have the ability to maneuver and do different things and learn different things, but you're up higher. It's not, you don't want to
um,
be doing that stuff down low.
yeah,
You want to get off the ground and get some altitude, because then, you can figure things out while you're there, instead of like, you don't want, let's just say, well, there's many reasons for that, but let's just say you have a motor out. There's been a couple of people that I know that have had motor outs on their very first flight. Well, if you're a new person and you have a motor out and you're down low, that's not great. You want to be able
no,
to, if that's going to happen, you want some altitude so that the instructor can, you know, help you glide back in. Basically, you become a paraglider at that point.
oh yes, that's the same thing. Like if you run out of gas, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yes. I
Uh,
mean,
well, it doesn't mean the same thing. The motor out, uh, or can the motor go out and you still have the gas? So
yeah,
is
yeah,
that two
yes,
separate things?
yes, yes. The motor can go out and you still have gas.
Oh,
Or
okay.
yeah, or you can run out of gas, and obviously you've got to land. But yes, you can have a motor out and still have gas in your tank.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
That I was wondering. I don't know. I was wondering about that because you hear both. You hear both stories. People run out of gas, or the motor. Um,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
the motor stopped because of maybe just something minor, right? Like a spark plug or something. I see people on Facebook or they talk about, got to
Yeah.
replace the spark plug or what else? That
Yeah.
the fuel thing. There's like that rubber thing that people seem to go through them a lot. It's
Yeah, probably the primer bulb.
yes.
You're probably talking about, because they can kind of get cracked, and if they're getting old.
Um,
But
yeah, Flyer Bill, you can see his question.
let me see.
Will she attend any fly-ins this year?
I don't know. I would like to, but it just all for me it's financial, and right, I would really love to. I would love to go to a fly-in.
But you're starting your new business too,
I
so
know. So I have, my plate is full, which I love that. But sometimes you've got, I mean, like, I have to prioritize everything.
yes.
And I mean, I would love to be at a fly in. I would want to, it would be great if it was in driving distance, or, I mean, like, I know you can, but not like days and days of driving.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. If you
because
do that, then if you're doing days of driving, then you have to get a camper or one of those vans,
Yeah,
right?
so there's a lot of logistics to it. I
Yeah.
don't have an RV, so I don't have anything to camp in or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So that's an issue too. So there's just,
Sure.
for me it's more logistics. I would love to go, but really basically comes down to logistics for me. And yeah, so like I have the place that I just put, oh, so excited about it. I just put a deposit down today on the place that I'm going to move my gym into. So that's a huge, like that's something that I'm going to be concentrating on quite a bit here.
Yeah.
Like, here coming up, I'm going to be concentrating a lot on that and getting all of my equipment back where I can use it and train people privately.
That that's nice. I mean, it's so hard to find places to do that anymore because everything's so unaffordable. So
Yeah.
you're going to have. It sounds like you're going to have you found a nice, a cool little studio, right? Kind of like a studio.
Yeah, I did. It is so it's like it's in a storage facility, but
Oh,
it's it's in a storage facility, but they have a whole row they have an entire section that's for businesses. So
oh wow.
yeah, which is really cool. So
Yeah, good business concept there.
yeah,
Yeah,
I had looked at this place a couple of months ago, but they didn't have any openings. So I left my name
yeah.
and number. And to be honest with you, I just forgot about it because no one they weren't calling me and I wasn't finding anything else that was working, and I've been looking. And I just kind of was like, ugh, I'm just tired of looking. I was getting frustrated. So um
So
today,
you went and saw the place and everything to see
yeah.
what you
And
had, like an
yeah,
appointment or something, and you
yeah.
got to go see it.
Yeah, and they didn't have any openings at the time for a business related something that was business related in that area where
Yeah.
they have just a certain area that's for business. Well, so the unit that I wanted, the lady was trying to decide if she was going to move out of it.
Oh,
And like you don't have to there you're not on a contract, so you can move out whenever, you're not they couldn't tell me exactly when she was going to leave.
okay.
Well,
Okay.
evidently, so she ended up leaving yesterday and they called me today and done, done, done.
That is that is so cool.
I
That
got
is,
the yeah,
so now
I
you
was
got to get like a U-Haul or something to move all your fitness equipment.
yeah.
Now
I
the
gotta
moving part.
yeah, I gotta work on that. That's a whole nother deal right there. And
Yeah.
that's not an easy job.
No, no, I was going to say,
Yeah.
gosh. Well, yeah, because I
So
look at the equipment that downstairs from me, right? Just that little, little
yeah.
workout. I can't believe when I go down there and I go on the bike every morning, um, it looks like nobody's really touched anything. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Uh-huh.
gosh, and that's fine because I just put my phone on, right? And I listen
Yeah.
to a podcast and I just get on that bike and I'm all by myself and I love it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so all your equipment. So it is, I mean, you have all for everything, right? So you can do like a little circuit,
Uh-huh.
I guess you call it, where, you
Well,
work on each
so
part of your body, right?
yeah, one of the things I love about this place is it's kind of split. So there's a front room and a back room, and the front room has AC. The back room doesn't, but it has like a big garage door that you can lift up. So the
Oh,
free weight, yeah, it's the best of both worlds. My free weight equipment I will put in the back. That's like the garage area where there's a big bay door that you can lift up.
okay.
And so
Mhm.
it's a raw free weight kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
the front of the building has AC, and it's nice. It's not like raw, it's finished and all that. So my
Oh, good.
Pilates my Pilates equipment is going to go in that room,
Oh,
which
yeah.
match which matches that vibe. And my free weight equipment is going to go in the garage area that's more of the raw, rough, hardcore vibe.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the best of both worlds.
What's that?
I'm gonna have the best of both worlds.
Oh, yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's in a good area, I hope, you know.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
always, I'm
Yes.
so protective of you, Rachel, you know. I'm like, you know, make sure, is it in a good area? Do you
That's
have street
okay.
lights by you, you know?
That's I appreciate it. And people are like that with me, and I really do appreciate it. I do.
Oh
And
gosh, yes.
you have to think about that stuff too. You do.
Yeah, safety first, you know what I mean? You got to think of like the other side of it too, you know. Yeah, the security part and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I can't wait. Just you know, send me DM me pictures of what it looks like inside and stuff. I want to kind of follow your journey on this.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for you. You know, I love
Thank
to
you.
I mean, that's what the show's about. You know, I love to see people um, succeed, right?
Yeah,
And
thank you. Me too. Me too.
to
Yeah.
follow their dream, you know, and do what they love. And because there's enough hate in this world, you know, and
There's
yeah,
so much hate.
yeah.
You know,
John said that he's on a 13-hour drive right now to fly for Gage. Oh, be careful, John. We love you, man. We love you. And let's see what else. Flying, God, family. Isn't that the order? Yes, we'll fly. Yes,
flying God
I'm
and
keeping up
family.
on the chat so nobody feels like they're. Oh, Scuba says, just bring a tent.
Oh,
You know, we
that's
were talking about
funny.
the flying. We're kind of all over the place tonight. Yeah. Yeah. He said, I, I'm not a tent person. And maybe when I was in my 40s, you know,
I
but
mean, I
it
could
was all romantic, you know, buy your first pup tent, whatever, you know,
I
forget
mean,
about it.
I could, but I probably wouldn't sleep.
And yeah, what'd you say? What?
I'm not opposed to sleeping in a tent, but I probably wouldn't sleep. You
Uh,
know,
yeah.
that's my
Um,
thing. I'm not um I can rough it. Like I don't have a problem with that. Uh but I probably wouldn't sleep at all, and then I'd want to go fly and I'd be tired. So, I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. Scuba says airport has bathroom and a shower when it's working. Yeah. I no, I'm a glamper. They know me. I'm a glamper, and whenever I was on the road doing rodeo stuff, you know, I believe me, when I was on the road doing rodeo stuff, we didn't just it wasn't just, you know, uh we went from I've slept in the truck many times. I was a lot younger, you know, I was in my 40s. I slept in the truck. Then we got a van. I slept in the back of the van, and I remember getting up in the morning. I couldn't even move, um, and he was like, you know, passed out in the front of the van in the seat or whatever. And we were in the middle of a um, we were in the middle because we got into California at 2 in the morning, and so we really couldn't see anything, and we were tired, so we just pulled in somewhere, and we wake up in the morning, and it's in the practice pen, you know, and people were like riding their horses around the van, and I looked out the window, and I'm like, I am not getting out of this van. And he had been sleeping on a lawn chair outside the van, so everybody saw him. And so when it was time to take a shower, they had showers that they used to use for horse. They used to be horse that where you used to wash the horses, and they made them into showers or whatever. So there was no heat. This was in wintertime in California, so there was no heat. So you were, so I've roughed it, believe me. And you had to take a shower. I would take a shower in the old horse where they used to bathe the horses. You know, they made them a shower. It was I was not happy. I remember that trip. I was just not a happy camper. I'm like, it's cold in here. I'm in a horse stall. You know, that's a shower now. What is going on? And we're in the middle of a practice arena. But yeah, so that's all the glamping. Finally, you know, you get a motorhome, whatever. But then, you know, when you get these RVs, what is it too? It costs money. to have RVs and to keep the upkeep on them and everything. So I can see you got to get like Shane, you got to get one of those cargo trailers. Everybody's doing cargo trailers, or they're, they got the van or whatever, but that's a whole, another time or whatever. But you know how people are traveling now. And and they're making their travel things like buying old buses.
Yeah.
Like
I see
is it Tory? Was it one of the guys that flies, he has he made his he made it into a, I don't know, maybe it was Aaron. One of them bought a bus and made it into a travel thing. So one of the
there's quite a few people that come here and camp out on the beach area. Like they camp out there by the LZ, and there's quite a few of those,
Yeah. So Bill said that he did a tent once, and Fire Bill said tent camping is fine without the storms. And Scuba says just don't want it too hot in tent like July or something. Oh no.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done that too. Camped in a tent in Arizona and in the summer, whatever. And no, I've done the whole thing. Let me tell you. And then you get up, you sleep in the truck all night, and then you get up and you see people with RVs and your friends come walking by, and you're like, hey, can I take a shower in your camper? Please, it's like I slept in my truck all night, or this or that. And gosh, great memories, but still, like I said, I know all about people, that's why I said I'm a glamper now. Even though it's expensive to glamp, but that is so cool though. Your story is so awesome. It really is. You got me like so excited when, you said when you first did your first flight by yourself and you landed, and the feeling, that feeling, it just, I can so, relate to it. And you said you were up in the air and you were just yelling or whatever you were doing, because you were really excited. And when I got up, did that first tandem and I got up in the air, poor Eric, God bless his soul, miss you, Eric. We both had headsets on, and he probably was talking to me, but I probably couldn't even hear him because I was yelling, I did it. I was so proud of myself. I couldn't stop crying, and I'm crying and I'm laughing, and holy moly.
You're my emotions were all over the board. I mean, and really for the whole day they were all over the board. I mean, after I landed that entire day, I cried off and on the whole day.
Yeah, and you're like, it's, and people in the chat can relate too. You're just, it's like you're literally on a high the whole day.
You are. I mean,
and I still, when I talk about it, I get, I still, and everybody knows chat, and even I know when you talk about it too, that excitement comes back. And like you said, you want to go again.
I can't talk about flying without it coming out and you hearing how much I love it and how it's my passion. It's my passion.
Yes.
And it literally changed my life. And when I say it brought me back to life, I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. So that is why I fell in love with it. So when the very first tandem flight I went on, I had just gone through a divorce, and it was a few months after that, and I was going through a lot, and I did not realize how suppressed my emotions were and how numb I was. I didn't realize it.
I can so relate to your story too, Rachel.
Yeah. So the very first time I flew, which was a tandem flight, there was something about it. As soon as we took off and got up in the air,
yes,
it's weird. It's hard to describe in words, but this rush of feeling came back to me that I had not had in years. And when I say I could truly feel again, like down deep in my heart, I could feel. I
Yes.
felt, I felt alive. And
Yep.
instantly I was drawn to the sport and the people and the energy and
Yep. Yep.
all of it, everything. And then so for me, it was a real slow progression because I never intended on flying solo. I never intended on doing it myself. I never intended on teaching.
Oh yeah, you got to talk about that too.
So for
So you,
me, it is for me,
it's so cool.
the fact that it changed my life and it brought me back to life and it gave me a life I could only dream of.
Yep.
It so that part of me and that expression and that feeling I can't talk about it without you feeling that from me.
Sure. That's
Um
that's okay. You know, that's I
yeah.
yeah, I'm the same, man. You know, and they've heard my stories 1,000 times or whatever, but every time somebody talks about tandem doing this or that, it's like you know,
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
all like emotional because yeah,
And
yeah,
and then
it changes you. It does. You know, you
it
either hate it or you love it, right? And like you said, the first time I went up in the air, I was just, I, all, like you said, you know, all the emotions just came out.
yeah. Yeah.
Everything came out. And,
Yes.
and, when I landed, I was just like shaking and
Yeah.
shaking and
Oh yeah, me too.
yeah, the adrenaline, huh? So
Yeah.
when did, okay, let's talk about your when you got decided to start doing training and doing tandems, right?
Well, I don't do tandems.
Oh,
I
you
don't do
don't? Oh,
tandems.
okay. I
No.
thought you did. Okay.
No. So but I do train people. So I became an instructor last year. I do not remember when that was. Um, Let me see. Wait a second. No, I became an instructor. Wait a second. It was in 2024. It
Okay. You had
was
to go to school
around,
for that, right? You had to go to school and get a license and all that. Is that how does that work? Like
no,
if I said,
you,
"Oh, I want to be an instructor," how you know?
well, anyone can say they want to be one. It doesn't mean you know what you're doing.
Mm, okay.
So I had never even, well, when I was, when I had first started flying and the flat top group and all that was still coming here, they were actually training me to be an instructor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they were having me shadow Trevor and they were training me to be in that position as one of the instructors. Well, that school ended up dissolving. So
Okay.
then I was kind of like, well, I guess I'm just not going to do it. But I didn't really care at that point because I was flying. That's really all that mattered.
Yeah.
So
I haven't
as
seen
time went.
Trevor. I haven't seen Trevor on any Facebook posts like about his school and stuff or whatever. Maybe everybody's just really busy, or it's just Facebook's what do they call it,
It's the
where they
algorithm.
what's that?
It's the algorithm.
Yes, it's terrible. I
Yeah.
hardly
So,
see any of my peeps on there. You
well,
know, used to
yeah,
see
yeah, I
everybody.
know, I get it. But
Yeah.
so at that point, I mean, I, there wasn't really the opportunity for me to teach at that point. So there's a guy here that lives here in Corpus that is an instructor, and he was having some health issues, and he came to me and asked me if I would take over and start doing it. And I, I think he could see what I couldn't see. He could see that I would be really good at it and needed to start doing it.
Yeah.
probably for about a year before I did. So he was putting the bug in my ear for probably about a year before I actually started doing it, because I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. He saw
And
something in you.
he did. He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And so, so since then I've worked with several people. I mean, and I do it by myself. I mean, I don't run a school or anything like that. I do it by myself. And then when it's time for the person to go in the air,
Yeah.
then he will be working with me, and we'll do that together on comms with the
Okay.
person. But
Okay.
um yeah,
Okay.
so many times someone else sees something in you before you see it,
Yes. Yep.
you know.
Yep. Yep. And that's what's nice, that uh to have that support,
Yeah.
that like people, even, my para peeps in the chat, they've been coming to my show,
Hmm.
every week or whatever. And people just something that I didn't think I could do or whatever, I had
Yeah.
people telling me, why not? Why not? Why not? Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Scuba says, yeah, Trevor, I know he owns PPG Smoke also. Yeah,
Yeah.
the problem is, yeah, like I was saying to you, Rachel, with the Facebook, they only show stuff that, like my regular people that are on there, right? They show the same people over and over again. Unless I get onto his page and maybe comment or do something, maybe I'll be able to see him more, see what he's up to and all that. But it doesn't come on my page because that I can't say that word. I always it's called the what?
Algorithm.
Off the rhythm. Off the rhythm.
Al algorithm.
See, my chat knows that they have to spell out. You see that sometimes they have to spell out words like syllables.
It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, and because I posted and you posted stuff right about the show and everything, and it
Yeah.
maybe showed like 3 views or whatever, and it's nothing we're doing. And I see gals that are on there like, hey, put a initial it if you see my stuff, and so everybody, it's ridiculous. But Will finds a life purpose or mission is so
Yes.
important.
I
So
just saw that too. And yes, it is. Yes, it is.
uh,
Yep.
that is, yeah, that is so cool. So you haven't done any tandems yet, but you're still like working like the instruction part, or to be an instructor, you're still kind of learning that stuff, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't, I'm not interested in doing tandems. Um,
Okay. Okay.
that's not, I don't want to do that part of it.
Okay.
That's just not, I'm not, I love teaching people. I
Yeah.
love, I
It's a
love
big
teaching the whole thing, but I don't want to do the tandems.
it's a big responsibility too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want, like, it's enough for me. It's enough as far as like flying, actually being in the air and flying.
Yeah.
I want my life in my hands. I'm
Sure.
just not the person that wants me and someone else's life in my hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not up in the air. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like, it's just not my gig.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't blame you there, it's a big responsibility, but
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's something that you know, and I remember Eric saying, when I was watching I was watching like Sean Simons, watching his shows and stuff, and started following him and whatnot, and then got the co-hosts and everything. And Eric kept saying, "Hey, we're going to be at Torch. We'll take you up." And I kept thinking about it, whatever. And yeah, okay, no, we'll take you up, come to Torch or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm up there, whatever, and this and that. But it all made sense since, I was co-hosting a show. Everybody's talking about flying, how cool it is to be up in the air. And I started thinking, well, it only makes sense for me to go and do a tandem,
Yeah.
in that trike, go up in the air and see what it feels like. So that I could and look at me, I didn't go up just once, but I went up 3 times, right? So yeah, it just and even Ryan, my son Ryan, right? That year 2023, yeah. Ryan and my daughter-in-law, they both, went on the trike, got the tandem, and they had never been up in the air. And so that was a pretty cool day, you see them go up, even though I know my daughter-in-law was scared to death. She was just never again. And then my son was like, yeah, it was all good, whatever. I don't know if Robert even, because when he just got back from California, Robert was going to take him up on a tandem, on the paraglider, but I don't know. I don't think it was, by the time they got to the place, the wind stopped. So that's always the way it works, right? Because when I went to visit Robert 2018, and we went up to Blossom Valley, and that's where Robert flies out of there a lot of times or whatever. We took the Jeep up there, and I was so excited because I wanted to see him fly. And as soon as we got up there, the wind stopped.
Yeah.
And so I never got to see him fly. But so that's the thing with, right? So the wind, you can maybe explain about the wind socks or whatever to people that don't know about, how do you know when you get there and why is it that you can only fly early in the morning and later in the afternoon? So maybe about that.
Okay. Well, okay. So beach flying and inland flying are 2 different things, and it's 2 different kinds of flying. So if you're I'll tell you about beach flying real quick first.
Sure.
So beach flying, you can fly all day. Okay.
Yep. Yes,
you don't have to.
I'm a rock star. Yes, we'll fly. Will Fly says I'm a YouTube rock star now. So well, I got my other rock star here in the treehouse tonight. So we're rock starring, Rachel.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
So beach flying, you can fly all day. Now, as long as you're let's just say in the middle of the day when there's thermals, you can still fly as long as you're close to the water. You don't want to go inland, like over the dune area, because you're going to hit those thermals. But
hit those what?
The thermals. So basically, when the ground heats up,
thermals, you said. Sorry.
Yeah, thermals.
Okay, thermals.
So
yeah, okay.
Those rise. You don't want to get in those. You don't want to be caught in those. So the beach, when the wind is coming onshore, you can fly pretty much all day long if the wind is, within your parameters for whatever you're comfortable with. You can fly all day.
So the wind is your friend, right?
Yeah.
You want the wind.
Yes. And in the middle of the day, you just don't want to go too far inland where you're going away from the water and into the dunes, because you're going to hit those thermals.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But so beach flying, there's 2 things about it that kind of spoil you. One is you have a little bit more wind, so you don't have to do forward launches as much. You pretty much can do reverse all the time, and you have a little bit more wind, which makes it's a lot easier to take off and land when you have some wind. You're not coming in so hot. So you have that wind going through the cells of the wing. So when you're coming in, you have that, you land differently than when you have no wind and you're coming in hot like that. So
okay. We see Ripa, right? Ripa, I think he's in Florida, right? I see his videos, his shorts, him flying the beaches all the time.
Yeah. And beach flying is when I say you get spoiled, I mean, you really do, because it's beautiful. It's you're always going to have a little bit more wind, which is very helpful. I
Yeah.
mean, there is a point at which you would want to cut it off because it just gets too much.
Oh,
But like I won't fly in anything. I usually cut it off about 12. So about 12 miles an hour. I usually will not fly in anything over that. Pretty much because of the landing. It's not the takeoff, it's the landing.
oh, okay.
If you pull just a little bit too much brake, it's gonna yank you back. You're gonna turtle. You may break a prop, and it may drag you, and you may break other things too. So
Yeah.
it's just not, to me, it's not worth my gear. Um, and
Yeah.
I've done
Well,
it,
Texas is
and I
flat. Texas
and
is
I
really flat, right? So
uh-huh.
you wanted to be near the beaches, right? That's
Yeah,
where so you could fly the beaches or whatever.
absolutely. That's
Ah,
my favorite.
okay.
So here's the difference so that's the beach. Inland, so you cannot fly all day inland. Um, you have to be careful of the thermals in the middle of the day. So normally people don't fly in the middle of the day. They either fly early or late so that they're not in those thermals.
So it doesn't matter where, even here in Michigan, right? I mean, every state, I guess, is different. Every state, though, the thermals like are different, right? I mean, the weather, because the weather's all different everywhere you go.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to learn the weather where you are. The wind is wind. So like if you've got your windsock up, and like inland flying, you can fly, like you can do a forward launch in zero wind and take off. And then one thing I've noticed about one thing I have noticed about inland flying, the wind typically, not all the time, but it varies on speed a lot. Like it'll go up and down, and
Yeah.
it'll shift. So, and what I mean by shift is direction. So it's a little bit more shifty, and it goes up and down on speed, or like miles per hour.
Yeah.
So when you're at the beach, it doesn't do that as much. It's more consistent, which is really nice. So you've got laminar wind that's smooth and coming off the water. And
Yeah.
so when you have that kind of wind, that you don't have a lot of the shifts. And the wind, usually you'll have wind, you can look at your apps. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes they're wrong, so you got to be careful. But you can look at your apps and you can kind of see like where it's going to be consistent. And you can have hours of it being very consistent and smooth, the same direction, the same amount of wind. And so you know what your flight's going to be like. You know you're going to take off in 8 miles an hour wind. You know you're going to
Yeah.
land in 8 miles an hour wind. You know what the direction it's coming. It's still going to be coming that direction. So it's just a little bit more stable. And it's
Okay.
uh it's a little bit more forgiving. Also too, if you land in a little bit more wind, if you make any kind of mistake or your landing isn't perfect,
Yeah.
one of the best places to do that is on the beach, because the sand gives. So like if your landing isn't great, or
Ruby
let's just say,
says Kitty Hawk. Uh, he said, same here, love the beach flight. And Bill said he's done a beach flight before too. So
yeah, yeah. um Let me see, let me read the comments.
that, yes, Robert, he's got all his property now in California, so he can literally fly off his property.
Oh,
And
that's my dream.
Oh gosh. Yeah. He literally can, yeah,
Oh,
he can take, you know, he can fly right off the property. And I have to think too,
that
because a
that
lot of
is my
guys like to
that
fly
is
over
my
the mountains and stuff. And so I don't know. Have you ever done that? Like done any flying over, like, I know I've seen a lot of them, especially in Arizona, right? The canyons, they have this fascination with flying over the canyons and, flying. And then Robert, of course, he flies over, all the mountains. And the air's got to get pretty twitchy up there.
well, yeah, that's different too. So like that's that it, de-
Like, what is
depending.
mountain flying like? Is it hard? Is it more trickier than what the beach flying? Like the beach flying, is that easier than flying over mountains?
Yeah, it's definitely different. And I haven't actually done that. So I mean I can't speak on it, but it is
Yeah.
I already know it's different.
Yeah.
And it's not the same as beach flying.
Yeah. Cause I wonder which one's probably the beach flying is probably safer, I
Well,
think,
you
or
know,
about the same. Excuse me.
who did you say was in the chat that's been
Um,
flying in the mountains and stuff? Is he
oh
still
no,
in
I was
there?
saying that Robert, I'm wondering if anybody else has flew mountains over mountains. Anybody in the chat? I said I wish Robert was in the chat because then he,
Okay.
I sent him the link and stuff, but the time difference, I think he's probably just getting home from work. Sometimes he works late, late or whatever. But yeah, I was going to say, Robert, being in California, right? It's very mountain. There's mountains everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was curious, like, yeah, I wondered, because when I go to these fly-ins, it was hard because I wasn't one, I never went when, in the early morning, unless I'd be camping there, right? So like right before sunrise, where people, get up in the air. So basically, when I would get there, it'd be like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so what do? You sit around, right, the whole afternoon
Yeah.
till 5 o'clock rolls around, and I'd be like a little kid, all day long, just sitting around. And I just wanted to, you're mingling, right, talking to people and
Yeah.
stuff. But I mean, that was my first fly-in, of course. But yeah, I remember the first
Yeah.
year I went, the weather was pretty decent. The last fly-in that I went at Torch in 2024, yeah, 2024, it was hot. It was hot.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the weather. And then last year I didn't go because it was cold. It was, and most of the people that that I thought was going to be there were not going to be there last year. So I didn't even go, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, who am I going to hang out with? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
go there and stand around, and it was kind of rainy on and off and all that stuff. So, and then I was kicking myself later. I should have went, but it would have been pretty for May. Yeah. Isn't that weird how every year the weather was so different?
Yeah.
The same time of the year, whatever, because they have Memorial Weekend, right? Like I said, the last few years it was a little bit warm or whatever, and then this last year it was like I didn't even go. It was like it was kind of windy and cold. I'm like, is it really worth it? Going up
Yeah.
there, sitting around there in the rain, and the
No,
cold.
I get
But
it. I get
but
it.
have you ever flown like when it's been raining? Anybody in the chat? Have you ever got rained on when you're flying? Anybody in
No.
the chat got any questions? Just put them in the chat. We'll do questions. We'll answer questions and stuff. If you guys, if anybody's ever flew in the rain or the snow, either one. And Joe Adele's in the house. Joe Adele's in. Hi, Joe. What's up? That's my buddy. He's in Indiana. So Joe says yes, he has flew in the snow. And Flyer Bill said, yes, I had to land fast. Joe Adele says pouring rain. Yeah, he's done it all. In fact, I met Joe Adele in 2024 at the Torch. And that was fun. That was really fun. So I got to finally meet him in person. So it's kind of cool, right? You go these flying people, you know, that YouTube and all that stuff. And then when you finally get to meet them in person, it's pretty fun to see all these people that, you know, look, when that first year I met Jade, right? Jade and Eric, when I finally met them in person. And it was so exciting. It's so fun.
I still have so many people to meet in person.
Yeah, you know, I'm just really proud of you though, Rachel.
Thank you.
You know, you love the flying, and it's good. You need something. You need, besides working, you know, you need that. And
I need it bad.
Yeah, and then doing the gym, you know, starting to be you know, being you call yourself like a fitness trainer. You're a trained fitness trainer.
Personal trainer.
Personal trainer. Okay, so there's a difference.
Yeah, so you can either be called a fitness trainer or a personal trainer. Either one is it's the same thing. You're teaching people how to work out.
Okay.
How to be fit, how to work out, how to be in shape. You're teaching them how to work out and lift weights or Pilates or the safe way. You're teaching form.
Yes.
All that stuff.
Yeah, those machines can be really intimidating. I mean, I paid $25 for 1 year at the college. They have a little area, they have an area right off where you walk the track, right? And it's all workout equipment. And, you know, there was a guy that works in there all day, and he walked me through all the, you know, all the machines and stuff. But you gotta be really careful, because if you don't know what you're doing, especially at my age, right, you can really hurt yourself, hurt your back and stuff, because everything has to be, you know, got to be just right. Even getting on that bike, when I went down, you know, to just the bike and everything, it's like you got to make sure your feet are just right. And I figured out what I did wrong. Remember, I told you my right foot was cramping, because I think I was sitting too far away. And I think my foot, you know, your foot has to fit in those pedals, right?
Yeah.
With your shoes or whatever. And I think maybe I was putting stress on my right foot, not realizing it. So today I moved it up, you know, moved the seat up, and I sat up kind of straight, because I think, because I know it's the first time when on there, my when I was sitting too far away, I guess, my back started hurting. So so when I went down today, I readjusted the seat or whatever, and that seemed to work, you know, or I had my feet. But that was the weirdest thing. I mean,
that's good. Yeah, because you do it, you know, form, and the way you just body placement, form, how you do every exercise matters.
Yes. Yeah. So I maybe, you know, eventually, you know, you sometime do a live, like a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live or something like that, or like we FaceTime or something like that, and you can show me how to use my 3.5 pound dumbbells that I have. My little white dumbbells. That I, you know, and I have friends, you know, that live in Arizona, that he is a fitness trainer like you, and he does lives on his, in fact, I got in touch with him today. He does lives on his business page now. So he told me, you know, so I'll watch the girls work out, and I learn a lot from him. You know, I'll ask him questions and stuff, and it's really fun. I see a lot of my gals that, you know, I've known for years or whatever, you know, living in Arizona or whatever, maybe from rodeo or whatnot. But because I want to do it right. You know, I have the resistant bands, and isn't that funny how you get into all that, right? and I'm sure we've all done that. You get these dumbbells, your resistance band, and you're gun ho for like 3 or 4 months, and then you stop. That's me.
So many people do that.
And so, yeah, so I was so excited when I saw that gym, that little workout place downstairs, I'm like, great. Look at this, and
Yeah.
so I'm going to use the heck out of that bike. I mean, and then work on and I can watch YouTube videos too with the dumbbells, right? They have all kinds of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All kinds of, the curls and all this other crazy stuff and everything. But
yeah, the biggest thing that you want to do is you want to work every body part. So don't, like look things up to where it gives you a plan to where you hit each muscle group.
Okay. And those resistant bands are pretty fun. And I've watched some videos on those because, like to make your arms stronger and stuff, especially at my age or whatever. And like I said, when I go walking, I keep up a good pace.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I have to pass people, on the other lane because I'm there to, get the cardio going. Otherwise, why am I there? And and I usually, like I said, by about the 3.5 miles, I can, because I wear because it's cold here. So, wear my beanie hat or whatever, and I can feel sweating under there. So then I know I'm getting a good, getting a good workout. Yeah. If I'm not sweating when I'm doing that walking or whatever, then I feel like I didn't do enough, and I'll keep walking till I can finally feel it. Like, okay, it's working. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
that's good.
I sleep and it's amazing. It's like an addiction or something, and probably like you, when you work out you have to do it every day, and you sleep better. And I think even the walking, like I'm going to go tomorrow. I have the bus coming to pick me up, and I'm going to go walk the college. And I'm going to try to set it up and go like 3 times a week. Is that good? Do the walk thing like every other day?
Yeah.
Every day.
And then do your resistance training on the other days.
I didn't think about that. Okay. Yeah. So, and I'm going back to the flying. So to fly too, you got to be in shape. You got to kind of put the two together, right? So it's like mind, body, and how would you?
I mean, yeah, it does. It definitely does help. If you foot launch, it definitely helps if you're in shape. If you're, it's like you got to carry the motor. You need your legs to be in shape. You need to be able to pick up that weight and carry it around and carry it out and hook it, hook your wing to you.
True.
You've got to be able to carry that weight on your back and walk around, and your legs need to be able to handle that. Your back, your legs, Now up in the air.
Yeah. Joe Adele, he works, because we chat or whatever, and he works out. He's got a little gym at his house. So he knows, that, he works out before he flies too. So he doesn't hurt him, because you don't want to hurt yourself. But I can't imagine if you're not really in shape, especially if you foot launch. And now I know a lot of the older guys go to trikes, right? Because they can't run anymore because their knees are shot, right?
Or they have back issues, and putting that weight on your back, either, back or knees or, stuff like that. It can be really hard on your body.
Yeah. Joe said, my hobby requires being fit, unfortunately. Yeah, for sure, Joe. Yeah, Joe was the guest on the show too. Probably the same year. Yeah, when I started getting people on the show, to start my stream and stuff. Flyer Bill said, 66 years old, I'm thinking about a trike. Oh, you think about getting a trike, Bill? Is that what it is? Yeah. I noticed, why is it like the guys, especially when I go walking, I'll see more guys with knee issues than the women.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder, why is that? Like maybe the guys age faster or something? I don't know.
No, because the guys are crazy and they do a bunch of crazy. They are so much harder on their bodies and what they do, and if there's a line to not cross, they're going to go right to it and sometimes cross it, and their bodies show it.
In the sport, like maybe when they're younger, right, doing sports and stuff, kind of thing.
How much ever their body will let them get away with, they will do.
Sounds like my kids. Yes. 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 Yep. Exactly.
So, I mean, that's why they're all banged up. That's why.
Well, that's so that yeah. And I laugh now because both my boys are in their 40s, right? And Ryan, because he's like, I can't do that anymore, Mom. I go, oh, welcome to the club, right? So now I know how I feel. Let's see. Yeah, Joe Dell says, yeah, she's right. We are crazy. And Will Fly says it's all. Oh, here it goes with the big word. I can't say it.
It's all contingent on the type of music I'm.
Thank you. I have the worst time with these big words. And so I make up my own. Everybody knows I make up my own language. And even even Will Fly, Flyer Bill said that he says I have 2 trikes and flew them a few times. So yeah, you need to get back on the trike train. The trike train, right?
That's funny.
That's so funny. That is so funny. Yeah, I can't say that. I cannot say that word because it'll come out really crazy. How does he come up with these big words? Will Fly does that,
Well, yeah, but what? He's right though. He's right, because if you're listening to like
contingent,
it's contingent on the music that he's listening to. So if it's crazy, I don't know what but like rocker music, they might get a little bit more crazy than if they're just listening to something else.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
My boys were always daredevils, Ryan, he did some bull riding. Robert did the same thing when they were kids. They did have you done rollerblading? Did you ever used to do rollerblading? I could see you rollerblading.
So
I could see you being a rollerblader.
That's so funny that you just said that.
Really?
I used to go, I don't know if I've ever done rollerblading, maybe a few times, but I used to go roller skating a lot when I was a kid, and I want to start doing it again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like what do they call that? Those girls that go around the track?
Roller derby.
Yeah, the roller derby or whatever. They are dang.
I don't think I want to do roller derby. Flying a paramotor is enough on my body. It's hard enough on my body. I don't think I want to do anything else.
You know how they do the elbow thing or whatever? I used to watch that, and the girls go flying across the, across the floor on their skates and their roller skates or whatever. I used to love going roller skating. Listening, skating around the rink to Dancing Queen, and you felt like you were the queen, right? That was the roller skating song or whatever. Dancing Queen 17. Yeah, and you think, and remember all the lights would be going on. You're doing your thing. That. Yeah, I miss that. And I did used to, when I was in my 30s, I used to rollerblade with the boys. And I remember trying to keep up with them, and I like, hey, your mom's back here. Hello, I'm still, because they'd be like, they could do rails, and I'm sure that if Robert put, if he put rollerblades today, he could probably still do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, they were, but maybe not because they always say their knees. I'm like, well, you think? Because look at, oh
That's
my gosh.
that's funny. So in the chat it says Joe put gotta have acro music. That is so
Ah,
true. That is so true. Because some of the guys will not go, they won't start flying until their music's on.
oh, wow.
Um
How funny.
and then Will Fly said, true story. I did my inversion listening to We Will Rock You. Yep, exactly.
Oh yeah, we got to put in the chat what your favorite flying song that you like to listen to. Yeah, yeah. I thought about that on my I have to set some on my phone because when I'm riding my bike, I usually listen to I listen to podcasts. Maybe I got to put some music on.
Yeah.
What's good music for on the bike? I can just see me,
Well,
um,
I can't, if I'm going to work out, like when I work out, I cannot work out to anything slow. It's got to be hardcore music. It's not, I don't want to be in the,
yeah,
but that's just me. I mean, some
yeah.
people are different and they like certain kind of music, but if I'm going to be lifting weights or and I'm in the gym doing my thing, it's going to be
I gotta have
super,
AC/DC or Motley Crue.
basically yes. They're
Gotta
both
have
on my, both of those are on my playlist.
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's so many good oh my gosh. There's so much cool music. I know I miss it. I like the old rock, 70s music, 70 and 80s music is
Oh,
always
I
the
love
best.
80s. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
saw that one show when I did mine talking about nostalgia or whatever, and I have a whole case of albums because I had belonged to Columbia House, and I pulled out a bunch of albums and I was showing everybody, and I was just amazed because I was just a teenager, right? When you get Columbia House, and
Yeah.
remember they send you records, and then try to get out of that, tell them not to send you any more records. You know what I mean? That was live and learn on that one, but they just kept coming. And I'm like, okay, I could pay them for it. And then I'm like, okay, that you're 17 years old. You're like, oh, oh, I
Yeah.
like this album, but just that they don't make those albums like they used to, and they don't make musicians. I'm sorry, but like they used to. When I look at these albums and just the layout and everything, they're they're really cool. Like I have the Stairway to Heaven one, and I have the Elton John Yellow Brick Road. Those are all like classics, right?
Yeah.
Classic albums or whatever. But yeah, and you're saying like how you have to have that music, right? And I remember, and I'm aging myself, but I remember on Saturday nights when I get ready to go out and party, I put my record player on and play some Elton John. Saturday night's all right for fighting, and then if I had a boy that I had a crush on or whatever, and then I remember one guy, he stood me up, and so I came home and I put my little album on or whatever. All by myself, don't want to have my little cry party, when you're 17, 18.
Right.
But I just had that flashback. But yeah,
Yeah.
music is a very important part of flying, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That people would, you gotta to get you with exercise or whatever. But back to the fitness, yeah, to fly and everything, you gotta have a sound mind and your body has to be strong, or
Yeah.
you can really hurt yourself, just especially foot launching, right?
And it all goes together. I mean, the stronger you are, the more in shape you are, the easier it's going to be to fly, the easier it's going to be to foot launch, the easier it's going to be to carry your motor on your back. I
Yeah.
mean, before I flew solo for the first time, I put weights in a backpack and carried it around on my back for just to practice. And I would add, like, as the days went by, I would add more weight to it so
Yeah.
that when I did get the chance to fly and I had that motor on my back, my legs and my body were going to be ready for it. I did all kinds of things to get ready to fly.
Yeah, you have, and everybody's got their own ritual, right? Before they
Yeah.
fly.
I mean,
You got to do your stretches and all that. I don't know Milli Vanilli anymore. I don't even remember what do they sing? I'm so out of the.
I don't think they did sing. Didn't they lip sync?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Little karaoke, right? Yeah, I
Ah,
know. Yeah, I had fun though, and I had my own karaoke company. That was a blast. Um,
yeah.
but I can't now as you get older, I mean, you try to sing these tunes, it's like nothing comes out anymore. You can sing in the shower, right? But yeah, I used to. Well, you see me sometimes when I open up the show. I some tune will pop in my head, and I'll just start singing it. Or
Yeah.
uh, blame it on the rain. Yeah. But gosh, this was like so fun. You never know what that hidden the talent that you have, that you never knew that and then the flying, right? As soon as you went up in the air, you fell in love with it. You said that
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
it's
doing this.
amazing. It's amazing to find something that you're talented at that you had no clue. No
Yes.
clue. No clue at all,
Yep.
Something so out of the box. If you had told me I was going to be doing this, love it so much and be doing this and be so immersed in it like I am. If you had told me that 10 years ago or even 8 years ago, I bet have been like, "What? You're crazy."
That
I would no
yeah,
way.
yeah, no kidding, right? 5 years
Yeah.
ago, whatever, 6 years ago, if someone told me, you're gonna, you're gonna move to Michigan and you're gonna, when you're gonna go up on a paramotor, like Robert or whatever, I would have thought, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Um, but I mean, speaking of, you never know what you're capable of. I don't know, in the chat, what do you guys like? What were some things that you found out about yourself that you didn't know that you could do, in the chat? Like, besides, like, when did you decide that you loved flying? Everybody in the chat, put when was it that what year or whatever did you take your first flight? I always like to find out. I always forget when they did their first flights. Scuba says, and now you can't look at an open field without saying I could launch from there.
Exactly. That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah. I in Howland, Michigan, they have a flying in Howland, Michigan, where my sis lives, and the airport's right there. And I remember when I was just learning the sport, and we drove by that airport, and they were doing a fly in, and I was like, and I knew exactly. I saw the windsock. You know what I mean? It was just those little things. And we got to stop. It's a fly-in. I want to see what's going on. I made my sister stop so I could run in and, see. But I saw the windsock and I knew. I was like, yeah, there's a fly-in. So, let's see. And now, yeah, so that, and Will Supply said 2019. Yeah, so that now I can say, oh, man, I drive, if we ever drive by there again, like in June, they have their Holland flying. I'll be like, I need a tandem. I need to go on a tandem. Drop me up. How it all changes, right? And Scuba says 2022. All right. So it's kind of like, you're kind of like, still, don't you feel like though, and every time you go up, it's different and you still feel like you're a newbie when you're flying? I mean, like every time you go up, it's a different, maybe.
Every flight is different. And
yeah,
one of the things I love about this sport is you always continue to learn. So
never stop learning.
it keeps me challenged. And I like that because I don't get bored. So, it's like there's always something new to learn. There's always
Okay.
something you can learn. Every flight's different. And um, sometimes I'll give myself a goal, like I want to do this next thing that I have in my
Yeah.
head that I want to accomplish. And then
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I just want to enjoy my flight and I don't want to push for the goal.
Do
And
anything. A lot of people like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you ever think you'll do an SIV with Andy, with
I
Andrew
don't
Fuller? You think you'll
I don't
ever, like, sometimes down the road, you think I'll ever do? Anybody have done SIVs in the chat too?
I don't know if I would do that.
That's pretty. Robert did that. Robert
Learn or
did it. Yeah,
burn.
he did that years ago or whatever. Did that. Yeah, I mean, just watching that video, I was just, oh my God, you know what I mean? It's pretty intense, to say the least. Um, Anybody in the chat did SIVs? I think, doesn't Andy Fuller, he still does them, right?
hmm
He still does he still does SIVs or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna do, if I wanted to get into a bunch of acro stuff, then I
Yeah.
would probably do that. I would take that for sure. But
Okay, because they have to kind of go together, right? You
I'm
gotta
not.
learn kind of like, man, you
You
gotta
got to
be
learn a
really
lot.
like, you gotta
You
have like your stomach has to be like a rock to do these acros and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I'd be
Oh
puking.
yeah.
I know I would. You know, that would be. Joe Adele says no SIV yet, but I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Joe doing an SIV. Yeah, yeah. You got to get a hold of Andy Fuller and then go over to, where is he? He's in Florida. He's still in Florida. So my Molly, she's stretching. She said, such a good girl. She just hangs with me for the whole show because she knows when she sees I'm setting everything up.
I
She just,
know. My dog's asleep. She's like, you're not paying attention to me.
yeah, that little foot, the little paw thing or whatever. But like when you're talking about what that you never know what talents you have, till somebody else will see something in you that you didn't
Mm-hmm.
think. Well, when I moved here in 2021, and I remember New Year's Day 2022, my daughter-in-law said, hey, you want to come over and paint? And I was like, paint, acrylic painting. I'm like, I don't paint. I've never painted. I did, when I really, my focus when I was married, right, was him, right? And I always took all the attention away from myself and all that stuff. But anyway, I painted my first picture, my beach picture that day. And 50 paintings later, right? I love it. And I'm more of so I got these little mini ones, but I'm more of like of a abstract. And
Mm-hmm.
my daughter-in-law is more of the illustrator. She's a beautiful painter, but she does a lot of illustrating because I can't draw for crap, So she helps me with some of the stuff. But this is some of my early stuff. This was 2022. Just some fun, little fun abstract. So what I like about it is people can look at the paintings and everybody sees something different. So can you see that good?
I cannot see it real
You
well,
can't see it?
only
Can they
because I'm
see it
on
in the
my.
chat? Oh, there we go. Wait, I'm trying to hold it up. Right, there we go. So everybody sees something different. And to me, it's grass and I guess maybe some dirt in the sky or whatever. But just kind of fun, You just grab there's so many different tools that you can use, when you paint, and So I just have fun with all different stuff here. This one here, this was just something that I had in the kitchen, one of my kitchen tools, and I just made little abstract things. And so anyway, I wanted to share it with you. I had no idea that I knew how to, you know, like this one here, you can turn it either way. Looks like rain or whatever. Dark shadows, I call this or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I didn't know that I had that in me, that I could paint, you know. So it's nice to have that circle, those people that encourage you, you know, and show you things.
Oh, yeah.
When did you get into when did you decide you wanted to do the fitness training then? I forgot yours. Like, didn't you say your dad or something?
So, yeah, my dad was a bodybuilder. And so I mean, that was a part of my life, my growing up as far as health and fitness. And
Yeah.
I was raised with that in my family. And then I was in school, I was in athletics. So I was an athlete. So
Okay, that helps.
I had the athletic ability from my dad's side of the family. And when I graduated high school, I started working in a gym and it just took off from there. I loved it.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it. So by the time I was 18, 19, I was working in a gym and I just continued to work. I mean, I worked in quite a few and I would do different things at each gym. So I learned all the different areas of the gym. So whether that was because I used to teach I used to teach group classes. So for years I taught group classes, all different kinds of group classes.
Yeah.
And then I just got really burnt out on that. Then about 7 years ago, I started doing the personal training again, the one-on-one personal training. So, but
Okay.
I've been involved in fitness in some sort of way
Yeah.
since I can remember. I mean,
That's perfect for you. That is, gosh, and now to have your own building, you know, your
yeah.
own place to,
Oh, I
oh, you're gonna have
know.
fun with it. Oh my gosh. Once
Well, I can't,
people,
I, c-
you know,
I,
you just have the people that so the people that you're already training, you bring them over there then, right?
well, I'm going to have to rebuild my business
Ah,
because I have not had my gym. I have not had availability to do this part of my my career, my work in
okay.
months. So I'm in a rebuilding process. Um
Okay. Okay.
which,
Oh, you'll do it.
yeah, which is fine with me. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
you just got to jump and you got to jump and do it.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that the truth? That's life, man. You know, you just
It
got to
is.
say, I'm
It
going to do
is.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
You can't you just got to take that leap of faith. And
You
that's
you
like
have to. You
that
have
day
to.
when I went to go do my first tandem, I remember just sitting in the chair watching, Eric bring out the trike or whatever, or take somebody up or whatnot. And it wasn't like I went there and said, yep, I'm going up in the air, right? I sat there for over an hour and I was just watching and watching. And then something told me if I didn't do it, and nobody really knew I was going to go up that. Ryan and Robert didn't even know I was going to go up that day. I didn't even know I was going up there. But yeah, before I knew it, I was sitting in that seat, and that
Yeah.
was it. Yeah. And I'm sure glad that I did it. And then when it came the following year to go back up again, I was like, heck yeah. And then Keith and Kat took me up,
Yeah.
and 24. So I was so blessed that, that she did that. And yeah, I just couldn't get enough of it, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if somebody said, I'm going to, you know, you want to go up again, my family says otherwise, but I would do it again. I would go up again. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Torchport's gonna, if they're gonna be able to still do their. I'll have to message Tracy and ask her if, because as far as I heard, they sold the airport. So I don't know. It'd be kind of sad because they've been doing that for years and years. But then I look at the other side, right? It's a lot of work. And, you know, what they do is for charity, all that money that they raise when they do, you know, goes to the food banks and all that stuff. And they do a lot of charity. And so that people
That's
that
nice.
are flying, that money goes, you know, and they're pretty much
Yeah.
volunteering their time, right? The people that take you up in the tandem, and that money, you know, they donate a lot of that money, and it, you know, goes, yeah, to a lot of different charities. So Tracy, and shout out Tracy and Tim, they're awesome people, and they live off of Torch Lake, and then in the winter times they are in Florida. They have you know, their family and her daughter and stuff. They're all in Florida, so you know, who knows, right? Life changes and people move on and this and that, and but I think you're doing great, Rachel.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You know, I only wish you the best. And
thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, because you got a lot on your plate right now, but it, you know, like my sis, my sister's always told me, you know, when I went through my divorces or whatever, she always said, you know, I go, I don't know how I'm going to do this and everything. And, you know, you've been there. It's how am I do this? And then she used to say, she'd always say, and she still tells me this, it'll all come together.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying it'll all come together. And she still tells me that, you know.
Yeah.
And it does, right?
It does.
And,
it does. You just take one step forward at a time. I mean, and not that it's easy, and not that, I mean, you know, I don't put on social media, everything that I put on social media, I keep very positive. I don't
Yep.
put drama. I don't put anything about my personal life. I don't use social media for that platform.
No,
For me, social media is positive, inspiring.
That's right.
It is the highlight reels. Basically, it is the highlight reels. And you know, so I just look at it like all that other stuff,
Yeah.
you know, all the personal stuff. I mean, has it influenced and affected where I am now? Absolutely.
And you know,
every single thing you go through, it either makes you or breaks you. It either makes you better.
Yep.
Or you're going to go one way or the other. No matter what you've been through, you're going to go and you're going to get better, or you're going to get worse.
Yes.
And it only takes a matter of time. So
it's healing. It's a healing process. Will Fly says, thanks, Linda, for a great show. And thank you, Rachel, sharing your own story. You rock. Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
No, you guys rock too. You guys rock. That's me. And same thing. You know, that's what the show's all about inspiring others and everything. And this was, wow. Yeah, I really enjoyed this, Rachel. And you're welcome.
Thank you. Me
back
too.
anytime, you know, because I'm excited about your journey. And and see, we have you know, Bob Evans. He's very excited about, you know, your journey. He said, I'm, you know, when my sister and her hubby came to visit me, Bob Evans is like, I can walk to Bob Evans, right? It's like right out my window pretty much. And we went there. Of course, I had to come home with the chicken and some cinnamon rolls, right? Cinnamon buns or whatever. And then, I have to share my news, everybody. Look at Joey. Joey had my Joey bear, right? Okay, my Joey bear. I didn't know this, but he had he had a Joey baby. See, so he had, yes, with the little hat, Anyway, yes. So I have to, share my little my little animals and stuff. So yeah, I mean that's how this works on the couch, right? Because I've got my cool. Look at this cool pillow. I can show this is all my staging I do before the show. See, I have my kick back, relax, and stay a while. So it's got the cowboy, got the little boot on there or whatever. I think it's kind of cool. And then we got Joe Cool. I got all these when I used to work at Home Depot. Oh, I'm gonna drop him on his head. When I worked at Home Depot, they every time we got credit cards, because we had to push credit cards, customers, hey, you want to open a credit card? You get 10% off. So if you got so many cards, you got to go through a box and pick up these little cute little, thingies or whatever. So I used to like hang them on my apron. And look at the back. Look at the back. He's got like these little pants on or whatever in the back. It's so cute. But anyway, it's the little things, right? That's how I look at it. So the little things. So, so thank you so much. I have to just do a shout out to you, Rachel, for stopping by the Treehouse tonight. We've learned a lot, and you've got so much cool stuff going on, and I think you're going to do just fine with your new journey. And thank you, my chatters, my viewers, my watchers. I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse. I'm here every Thursday night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss the show. And hit that like button, peeps, because I really appreciate every one of you. So don't forget on Tuesday nights when Shane comes back from Fly for Gage, I'm sure he'll have a lot to talk about, the flying and everything. We miss you, Shaney. His show's Tuesday night hangout. And that's what Shane will fly and Nick J. Shout out to them, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Thursday night, of course, is Lindy's Treehouse at 8:00. And then Friday, which is tomorrow, Friday, right? We call it Friday, is Scuba's Hangout with Scooby-Doo. I call him Scooby-Doo. And Munchkin, his lovely wife, Munchkin, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We always have like such a cool, it's fun, a fun Friday night. So I just want to say, I wish for you happiness, deep down within serenity, with each sunrise success, in each facet of your life. I don't know if you say facet of your life. I sabotage the words. Close and caring friends, love that never ends, special memories of all the yesterdays, a bright today with much to be thankful for, a path that leads to a beautiful tomorrow, and dreams that they do their best to come true, and appreciation of all the wonderful things about you. So I appreciate every one of you for stopping by on every Thursday. I couldn't do the show without you because I'd be talking to myself. So thank you, Rachel, so much.
Thank you for having me.
I wish you all the best, and we'll keep in contact, whatever, keep in touch with each other and all that. And Scuba Vapes, not affiliated with Scooby-Doo. From day one, I've always called them. Yeah, Scuba says thanks, Rich. Yeah, I've always called. That's just I'm the only one I can call him Scooby. I don't know if anybody else calls him Scooby.
Oh.
I mean, my brother-in-law, right? My sister lives in Holland. My brother-in-law, his name's Bob, but I call him homie. He's my homie. So, and I'm the only one that can call him homie, like my Michigan homie, So I'm the only one that can call him homie. So yeah, it's funny. And then Scooby-Doo or whatever. But yeah, this was really fun. I really enjoyed this tonight. And like I said, you're welcome back anytime. And
Thank you.
I wish you all the best on your journey. And I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. And I'm going to keep, we'll keep like inspiring each other and pushing each other, because I got to keep up this going on the bike in the morning, right? That's those little
Yeah.
things. Keep that in mind, like, okay, it doesn't have to be the same time every day, but just go down there every day and say, okay, I got to get on the bike, for 5 minutes, 5 miles. Yeah, I do it 5 minutes, and usually 5 miles, 5 minutes. That makes sense. And then tomorrow, I'll be walking to college. So I'll try to get, what I do is every time, because you got to work yourself up, right? The stamina or whatever. So now when I go tomorrow, I'm going to try and push it to 5 miles. And then the next time I go, I'm going to try and push it. I push myself
that's good.
to 6 miles to build up stamina, right? So you call it. So, so I have to really motivate myself and stuff, because I haven't walked since, well, it's too cold to walk, and then everything that's been going on, but no more excuses, right? Because I can just call the bus and say, take me to the college, let's go, I want to walk, Or now they can take me down the drop me off at the bayfront in the summer, and I can walk around the bayfront for 2 hours, and they just call them and they come get me. And so it's all good. It's all good. So we're going to motivate each other, Rachel. So on the days that on the days you get discouraged, you can call me, or you can DM me anytime and vent, you can vent all you want, like, what the heck just happened? And then, and then you always feel better, that's why. That's what friends are for, right? That's what we're for. The girls got to support the girl, take care of each other. So
yeah, that is totally true. That's what paramotors are for too.
Yes. So I guess we're gonna shut this, what do you call it, down, or whatever, this party or whatever. This was fun. I really enjoyed it. And thank you, chatters, again. I appreciate every one of you and my viewers and Joe Adele. I'm going to go through the list here real quick and thank my chatters. We had Bill H in the house, Scooby Doo, Cowboy John, Will Fly, Munchkin, Joe Adele stopped by. Thank you so much. Next week we'll probably do a spinny winnie wheel, and so we can give away some more socks and prizes. Hopefully I'll get all my stickers by then, because I haven't seen Ryan yet to get my stickers. So I'm sure I'll see them. When you get back from vacation, you go back to work, and then you got to get, regroup or whatever. So at least I get a good morning. He'll message me, morning, Mom, or whatever. But this is the longest I've gone without seeing them, because they did their traveling for 2 weeks. So they went from here, they went to Arizona, so Ryan could see his dad. And then they went all the way to California, so Ryan could see his brother. So it was a nice trip. So love my socks. Thank you, Linda. Oh yeah. Bill, did you? You're welcome, Will Fly. Flyer Bill, did you get your socks? Because I had some for you and some for Cowboy. Tell me in the chat. Thank you. I got Rachel left me. I'm like, what? I know we're gonna shut it down or whatever.
I don't know what I just.
Flyer Bill got his socks or whatever. But I love giving stuff away. I love to see people happy. I love to see people smiling, and I love to have, when people leave the show, that they feel good. Okay, Flyer Bill got his socks. Good. Thank you. Enjoy. And the little, I even put little Airhead candies in their socks now. I'm a little surprised they put little surprised in there.
You're like Sky Sports. That's what Sky Sports does. Yeah,
because I've seen the guys do that, that send out equipment, what do we want to say, the wings and stuff, and they always put, those Airhead things. So I had to get on that. I had to step my game up, that's on my show. So that's when I decided, okay, I need to start giving, get socks. And then of course I had so many people in the chat donated socks and everything. So it's fun. I enjoy it. So anyway, all right, y'all have a great evening. Have a great Friday. Don't forget to stop by Scuba Vapes tomorrow night. Scooby's hangout with his lovely wife, Munchkin. We always have a really good time. You never know what we're going to talk about. And I love hanging out with them on Friday nights and all that. So, yeah, kind of like we do like Friday fish fry, you know, with Scooby-Doo and Munchkin. Maybe you should call it, maybe you should change the name to Scooby's Babes to Scooby's Friday Fish Fry or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm real silly. Maybe that's because I'm thinking of fish. God, fish fry sounds good. I may have to have to go to Bob Evans, get me some shrimp or something, right? So I could do a little fish fry. Man, I don't know. Maybe I'll go down. I'll go down and at the end of the parking lot and I'll hold a sign up. Take me to Bob Evans for the fish fry. See if somebody will come, give me a ride. Like a cardboard sign. I love fish fries. Take me to Bob Evans. Anyway, they'll be like, I'll be on YouTube, everybody you'd be like, wait a minute. You'd be like, hey, I know what's Lindy doing? She's trying to get to the fish fry. So anyway, y'all have a good day, good night and all that stuff. And yeah, smile and, help somebody out. You never know. Someone might need that smile, that hello for that day, and say your prayers. Jesus loves you. Okay. Say your prayers and everything's going to be okay and all that stuff. So hug your families and all that good stuff. So I will see y'all next week. Next Thursday, I'll be right here, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Lindy's Treehouse. And let's see, I'm setting it up here. So we're going to shut it down. Stay on for 1 minute, Rachel, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to end the stream, but you'll still be here. See?
Okay.
All right. Like the after goodbye show, whatever. So like Robert used to do, and all that, the after show. I might start that, but my live stream, StreamYard, they've changed a lot of stuff, and you got to pay for a lot of stuff too if you want all the fancy things. So, all right, night everybody, be safe, and if you're flying and all that stuff, yeah, please be careful. Take care of you, okay? Love you bunches. Bye, everybody. We're gonna end it. Beep, beep.